So we have the jobs report to talk about, we have China to talk about, and we have World War III that's going on. What's going on, guys? It's Cash Booza, and today we're going to be taking a look at a whole bunch of data. We'll also take a look at some US stocks, what we're trading, what's going on in the S&P, what's going on in the Nasdaq, in Bitcoin, in the US dollar. So let's head over to my screen and see what the economy is saying about the job market. So take a look at this. The US job creation totaled 254,000 jobs in September, much better than expected. And I'm just like, where are all these jobs that are being created? Because ever since the tech layoff started, I'm not seeing anyone that's getting hired. As a matter of fact, I'm seeing more people getting fired than they're getting hired. But we'll ask Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, how are we gonna solve this crisis?
I mean, I see this, it's so incredible. Ding, 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 boom. Okay, pshin, boom, Star Wars.
Okay, looks like we're gonna blow everything up. So I've got some more data to share with you guys. The US equity positioning is at record highs right now. Before it used to be, yeah, we'll position ourselves somewhat in bonds, somewhat in stocks, but now it's just look at this record highs. Everyone is rushing to US equities. That's probably the safest market around the world, and everyone is like, yeah, we want to own the SPY. I'm like, no complaints about that. SPY is doing exceptionally well compared to China, compared to the European markets, except India. India is outperforming everyone right now. Kudos to India. They're doing exceptionally well in terms of the economy and in terms of the stock market. But the Chinese stocks are not doing, well, should I say, were not doing that well, but they should be outperforming everyone in the coming days. And the Chinese stocks is pumping like rockets right now. The Chinese large caps, which I'm currently positioned in, by the way, have given like 20% in the last couple of weeks. I think 2 weeks. Absolutely insane. Imagine if Google, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, Netflix, if all these companies combined in 2 weeks, if they give you like 20-25% returns. This is what's happening in China. Massive stimulus is coming from the government, and people are saying that this Chinese stocks could be rallying about 15% more as more stimulus is coming from the Chinese government. Okay, we'll have to see about that. We don't trade based on the news. We only trade based on the technicals, and what the technicals are saying in the Chinese stocks is that the bullish price action is definitely continuing. But definitely keep a stop loss, because what happens if you don't keep a stop loss? Can you speak English? Yeah, I guess that's what happens. So people are saying that the oil is gonna hit $100 a barrel. Look at this. The oil market is gonna freak out, and people are like, yeah, if the war in the Middle East, if that expands, if more people get involved, the oil prices are gonna surge. US is doing an exceptionally good job pumping more oil, hitting the market with more and more supply. We can see it at the pump. I live in Georgia. I think I'm seeing like 2.8, 2.9 right now in Georgia. Pretty crazy times. It used to be like 3.5. It went up to like $4 a barrel in Georgia, but it's coming down. Next, so Russia is saying some very nice things to the US. They're like, yeah, we're gonna blow shit up. Okay, we're gonna blow things up. So if US and Russia go to Armageddon, it's probably game over for everyone. So don't even bother doing anything at this point. And might as well gamble everything away on crypto. Who cares? Buy those call options, buy those put options at this point. If this thing is going down, nothing is gonna really matter at that point. But if it doesn't go down, take a look at this. Jamie Dimon is saying that America used to be a can-do nation, now it's just like Europe, bureaucratic, and nothing is basically happening. Okay, well, we don't trust anything except for the charts, so I'm gonna head over to the charts and take a look at what is going on the SPY. So SPY is hitting record levels. Congratulations on all the hodlers, everyone who's holding SPY, everyone who's positioned into SPY. I see no technical weakness from a weekly perspective. This thing is on a rocket ship. I can see more bullish price action coming in the next couple of days. Everyone on YouTube is like, yeah, the recession is coming, the doom and gloom, this and that. Guys, I'm not seeing any of that. And because you're listening to all that crap that's out there, you're missing out on some substantial gains. But anyway, let's take a look at the cues. What's going on with the tech-heavy Nasdaq? So take a look at this candle right here. So it came down and it got pumped back up again. I can see some more bullish price action on the cues, on the SPY in the coming days. If this thing is holding, it's going to all-time high. And one of the things that's holding this up is Apple, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, and all the other tech mega caps that make up a large percentage of the S&P right now. But is that the same story with the IWM? Let's take a look at that. So IWM, kind of in an indecisive market. The market went up last week, came down, opened and closed basically at the same level right here. The market went up, the market came down. It basically closed at where it opened in the week. So it's kind of an indecision, kind of a candle. We don't really know where the market is going in the coming weeks. So we're going to stay away from the IWM. But what we're not going to stay away from is the US dollar. Look at this. I told you multiple times last week that the US dollar is in a very bullish trend. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful pump on the US dollar. Yes, it came down. Yes, it went below the 100 level right here, but that was a trap. Wall Street loves trapping people. If you're a retail trader, Wall Street is designed to suck as much money, as much liquidity out of you possible. And if the dollar keeps pumping next week and the week after, maybe the S&P is going to weaken a little bit and the Nasdaq is going to have a very similar reaction to the downside. So keep in mind that the US dollar and the equities have an inverse relationship and they don't usually go hand in hand. If one thing is going this way, the other thing is going that way. Let's take a look at Tesla. What's going on in Tesla? So Tesla, some shorting is happening on Tesla, but it's not over yet because it's hitting some critical levels right here. It's hitting the 200 period moving average on the weekly. So on the daily chart, the market moved up about 4%. That's a really good signal. So there is a gap over here. You see this gap? There should be a gap fill coming sometime soon. We don't know when the gap fill is going to happen, but sometime this gap fill is going to happen. Either it's going to happen next week, in which case the market is going to pump, and this is especially going to happen if the S&P and the Nasdaq keep pumping up higher. But if the market is going to break through, the market is going to have to make some pretty aggressive moves to the downside, and it needs to clear out this 200 period moving average on the weekly time frame. If full candle close below the 200, and it is game over for Tesla bulls. That's pretty simple. Now let's take a look at my favorite, the gold. What's going on in gold? Absolutely beautiful chart. Look at that. Gold is trading at 2,650 and there had been no major pullbacks. Let me clear this up and let's take a look at it from a daily perspective. Let's see if any technical structure is broken. So we see a high. Okay, there is a high on gold. Do we see a low? Not really. It's just trading sideways. It's trading in a range. And whenever things trade in a range, usually things break up to the upside. So take a look at this. The last consolidation on gold was right here. Let's mark this up real quick. This was the last consolidation. Okay, this is the second consolidation on gold. Let's mark this up and see what percentages we're talking about here. Okay, so gold moved up about 4%. Let's see where 4% takes us from here. From this point, if we measure 4%, it is going to take us about 2,800, let's say. So 2,800 is the target if the consolidation continues. And if a pullback is going to happen, I will tell you that a pullback is coming. But as of now, no technical breakdown. It's all good in gold. And if gold is in a bullish price action, so is silver. Let's take a look at what silver is doing. So silver, again, look at this, touching record highs. Beautiful price action on silver. There was a supply right here, but it clearly broke through supply and now it's coming down a little bit. If you're a bull on silver, I'm going to tell you a secret. If you're a bull on silver, you're going to have to see a full candle close above this level. Something like this is what you are expecting. If you see something like that, that's a really good sign that silver is going to be heading higher. And that's all I had for you guys today. If you guys liked today's show, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Cash Booza, share this with your trader friends, and leave your thoughts in the comments. You can see my previous video right here and the one before right here, and I will see you on Monday.